International Film Festival The Hague.
And the lead actress and scriptwriter Alice Eefting. And the director of Bitter, Burak Oguz Sagner. So good afternoon. How are you all doing?
Heavy block.
Heavy block for sure, yeah.
It is. Well, first off, yes, I would like to express how powerful the films are and their topical relevance to today's world. So, with that in mind, we can start with you. What brought you to the story and what led you to the creation of this film?
If I speak with no microphone, will you be okay?
Yes.
Yeah? I hate this. Would you use it? Well, the story comes from something that I experienced in a similar ground. In the apartment I was living with the neighbors, and I was alone, so there was no dinner party. And I ended up trying to find the apartment where the noises were coming from, and that experience led to writing the story. I mean, you know, domestic violence is a huge problem in Turkey. It's, I think, I traveled a lot and I've seen no place that there's no problem with domestic violence either. So once I've gone through that experience, I was like, gotta do something about this this moment, and it was pretty much instant. I wrote the first draft, and then eventually it became the thing that you saw.
Right. And yeah, whoever of you would like to talk on what about you? What brought you to the creation of the film?
Well, I do recognize a little bit from Burak's story, as in the part where he's saying it just came to me on the paper and then it became a script. I had the same, actually. It's, for some parts, definitely based on my own experiences with the grey area of sexual harassment or violence or abuse. But there's also many other people that I spoke with, female, male, from the, let's say, victim perspective, but also from the perpetrator perspective, that I based this script on. Yeah.
Okay, all right, thank you. And could you both talk about your goals with this film?
Let's see, what is the goal? Well, I made this film because I was kind of missing something. When I had my own experience with this is actually a conversation that I never had. And I think many people who experience these kind of situations where it's a bit vague what really happened, people don't talk about it. You don't as a victim, you don't as someone around, you just don't talk about it and you don't understand each other's perspectives. And I really wanted to make a short film that was focused on two different perspectives of one specific night, in order to actually also make people aware that perspectives can change. That's about it.
For me, when Elise approached me with the story, for me the goal became to explore his side of the story, so the guy in the back of the cab. Because for me that character, Dennis, genuinely didn't understand or realize that he'd done anything wrong. And that's what you said to me, it's the grey area. It's certain types of abuse are clear, the abuser knows that they're abusing. This is about that area that we're now starting to talk about much more with the Me Too movement and with all the stuff that's happened in the Netherlands, with all the TV shows, that really needs to be talked about. And I think perpetrators in this case often don't realize when they see films or they see documentaries about abuse, they don't relate it to themselves because it's the clear abuse. And in this case, it's about portraying, hey, that could be me. I might have, as a man, or I mean, women as well, but mainly men, I could have done that to somebody and not realize that I was going over their borders or going too far. And because this conversation never happened, that person, that guy, that Dennis in the back of the car, never gets to realize that and never gets to maybe learn from it. And for me, that was the story that really touched me and I wanted to focus on. And that's the bit that, yeah, like it's the grey area. It's the less obvious forms of abuse that sometimes the abuser doesn't even know they're doing. And that's important.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, my goal was to actually hopefully get people into the seat of the four people who will discuss what to do, and maybe eventually ask a question like how much do we have a part in it when we witness something, how much we want to interfere, is it right, wrong, so maybe start a discussion.
That's very important. And could you describe the process of filming this? What were some of the difficulties or unexpected surprises that happened?
Well, hanging out on the back of a trailer for 2 nights in the rain was challenging. She was sitting in the nice warm car, but I was on the outside with the camera. No, but that's just filmmaking. That's just craziness. Challenges, the usual challenges of making independent film, getting the funding. But this one did an amazing job with the crowdfunding, finding the crew and the gear. I mean, just the normal stuff. Did we have any particular harder than other films?
Well, I don't think it was really specifically hard, but it was definitely a challenge too, because what you see there in the film is like a low loader. So you get like a car that's on another car, and you film everything, and the crew is around it. But everyone had like a seat belt, so we were literally driving, I think, 80 or 90 kilometers per hour on a highway in Amsterdam while it was raining very badly, and everybody was just belted and was trying to get the right pictures and stuff. And I was just looking at it, as well as the other male actor, of course. So that was, I mean, it was a challenge, let's put it like that. Yeah, but it was definitely as well an adventure, I think.
These shots are during the pandemic, so moving people, bring them over the set or getting them away, or those kind of things, like shooting outside was a hurdle. But then, shooting in the pandemic was kind of nice for us. Earlier on, I was talking about it in the workshop as well, because it gave me a lot of time with the actors, since everybody was unemployed during the pandemic, so we just really milked that, so I was happy.
And what was the creative process like? Why did you make this film the way it is?
I don't know how to answer that.
Why questions are really hard.
Well, yeah, I guess what aided with how to tell the story, or what you wanted to convey through the film.
So one of the early creative choices that I made was that I wanted to have the camera outside the car for the whole film. I mean, I knew the film was going to be basically all a cab ride, except when she stepped out for a cigarette. That was just a break in shooting, and we just happened to film it. But I wanted that we, the audience, don't go inside the car, that we stay removed from them because it's their experience, it's their story, and I wanted to keep that glass and that barrier between us. So that was an early choice, and I think I'm very pleased with it. I think it works very well. I remember having an interesting conversation with my producer once he saw my storyboard and my plans. I make maps of what I'm going to shoot. He said, "But you never put the camera in the car? But we have to get close to them because we have to feel them." And I'm like, no. So we actually had a bit of a discussion about that, saying I even shot backup shots inside the car, kind of as a in case my vision in the edit didn't work, because we always second guess ourselves. But no, we didn't use them, and that's I'm pleased with that. That really worked for me. So that was one of the sort of creative hurdles. And the other thing that I think makes the whole film come together is that man's work. Put your hand up. Everybody's clapping. You don't even know what he did yet. Nick made the music. Composing that. And that just, I'm terrible with music, and I remember our first conversation was me saying, I'm not really great with music, so you're going to really have to help me out. And it's amazing, and not just you, but the performance, the piano player who played the music, there's so much depth in it. And you recorded it live, right, on a grand piano, and it's really great. It's minimal, kind of. We have just basically 3 cues throughout the film, beginning, middle, and end. But it works so much, and certainly towards the end, when the music gives us hope that she's gonna go on and move forward from this experience. Excellent. I don't think that answered your question, but I just wanted to show
Yeah, for me, I can maybe talk about not seeing the fight that neighbors are having was a particular choice. I mean, like often it's so portrayed and so graphic that I think we get to be removed from what's going on. I think that was a very certain choice that we want to be the ear and the witness that way. And as I said, because I experienced it in a apartment setting, I wanted to portray it that way also, to be truthful to the authenticity of it. But also, like apartments are strange places, like 18-story high. I think I was living in an apartment with 56 flats, and you don't really know who you live with. They don't know you, and you don't know them, and with the elevators and the fire escapes, like I could only do the search through the fire escape in my case, so I was extra removed from the situation. And like it's a really strange environment, and a lot goes through in your mind while you are doing this kind of crazy search for something. And like most of the characters are people that are in my mind, so that's how it got created, I can say.
Thank you very much for attending this.